Good morning and welcome to Focus on the Arts. I'm your host, Malvin Massey. And of course, every Friday we talk to the movers and shakers of the Memphis arts community, the people that are making things happen for your entertainment, benefit, and mine. Our guest today is an artist that we have played his music. We have a CD in the studio, and it is underworld music for us because of the brand that it is. Even though we don't have a blues show anymore, it is a bluesy, harmonica, R&B kind of mix of sounds. But the thing about it is they are so original, and they are from an original Memphis musician. And I just asked him if he's a teen sensation because I think that's a little bit hard to say, now but he's a U of M student. And a good friend, Brandon Bailey, is here with us. Brandon O. Bailey. His new CD is Memphis Grooves, and we're going to get him to talk about it. Thanks for coming by, Brandon.
Oh, thank you. Very nice to be here.
Yeah. So you started playing harmonica. You don't look like a teenager.
I get that quite a lot, actually.
Yeah. And you don't act like a teenager either, so that's a big deal of it. But how long you been playing the harmonica, man?
It's been almost 5 years now.
Okay,
going on.
But you do like everything yourself. Your CDs
Right.
are pretty much self music.
Exactly.
Music all yourself.
Sort of a modern take on the one-man band principle.
Yeah. So, was that your idea?
Somewhat. Started off from watching hours and hours of YouTube videos. That's basically how I learned how to play harmonica. Just finding different YouTube videos from a bunch of different teachers. One teacher in particular, a guy named Adam Gusso, who's a good friend and mentor of mine, who also happens to be a professor at Ole Miss of English and Southern Studies, has this YouTube series of almost 200 instructional videos. So that kind of laid the groundwork for my knowledge of harmonica.
Oh, okay. Instructional is how to play it.
Exactly.
But so where's your composition knowledge come from?
Just a variety of reading and just listening to a lot of different musical styles. After a while, you hear so much for so long, it kind of starts making the wheels turn in your head a bit.
Yeah, I can imagine. Yeah.
Right.
Okay, so in 2008, you won the Orpheum Star Search competition.
Yes.
And you played Jay Giles Band's Whammer Jammer
Exactly.
to win.
Exactly.
What was that like, man?
That was really something else. It was somewhat of an unusual circumstance, a harmonica player winning this competition versus all of these seasoned singers, and this was my first competition I'd ever been in. So I think what really impressed the judges was that I was doing something distinctively different. I don't think that there's been a harmonica player in the competition before since. So that was definitely really fun and a really great opportunity for making my music kind of break out.
Yeah, it was a great showcase for what you do. And coming from Memphis, was there a reason that you picked doing the blues? I mean, there are great harmonica players like Toots Thielman's.
Very true.
A lot of great Latin music, and Billy Gibson, who plays a mix of. Sometimes he does blues, sometimes he does jazz.
Right, he's definitely an influence of mine. It's
Billy, he's a
great player.
Professor William
Yes.
Gibson.
Right.
Yeah, but what made you pick the blues?
Well, it was sort of the music that I was originally attracted through playing the harmonica. I started playing because my grandmother would tell me stories of my great grandfather playing these train rhythms on the harmonica to kind of serenade the family. So I started off playing train music mostly, and that was sort of, if you look at the classical history of harmonica music, especially in the South, that was the principal measure of a harmonica player. Two things: if you could not play a train or fox chase, you weren't really considered a real harmonica instrumentalist. So that laid the groundwork for many of the blues musicians who later picked up harmonica. So that ended up being the style that I took on essentially through starting out with train songs and listening to all these people who played them turned out to be blues artists.
Yeah, it's a classic. That's a classic scene of blues artists with that harmonica cup. and patting his foot.
Exactly. The old Sonny Boy Williamson type of thing.
Yeah. Well, you've done well. I mean, it takes a lot to make a CD, and I think it's pretty cool that you got one done. It's so quickly. Now, how many tunes on here are yours?
There are 3 original songs on there.
Yeah.
And they're going in, the 3 originals are going in a variety of different directions. The opening cut, Blues Ball, is more of a faster, upbeat, rhythmic type of thing. Soul Thing is a lot more mellow, somewhat creepy. In fact, I think it would probably make good horror movie music in some context. Then there's the really different thing called Heartbox, which is one of the things that I've become known for as being a big proponent of the mixture of beatboxing and harmonica playing. So that was a very exciting track for me to be able to record.
And the one-man band situation makes it affordable for one thing.
Right.
But that also puts the pressure on you.
Yes.
To make it original, make it different.
Exactly. Especially as a one-man band musician, any solo artist, there's something very special about the connection between solo musician and audience. All the attention is on you. So if you mess up, there's no one to back you up. But it creates a much greater level of intimacy between the performer and the audience, even in CD format, recorded music. You're getting this connection with your audience, I believe, that you can't necessarily get with playing with a full band.
Yeah. If you just tuned in, by the way, this is Focus on the Arts. Our guest today is Brandon O'Bailey. His new CD is Memphis Grooves. It was released in 2010, and he plays the harmonica, does vocals, percussion. Adam Gussow is playing harmonica and percussion on track 12 with you.
Right.
And that's pretty cool. What does he say about, like you said, you started learning from the YouTube videos that he had. How did you get connected with him?
Very interesting story also. Originally, through his YouTube videos, he posted a series of videos on how to play Whammer Jammer, which is how I originally learned how to play it. And in one video, he played the song through 3 times, and he put in this open invitation for critiquing from basically his YouTube audience, essentially saying, tell me what I'm doing wrong in this video. So then I came along thinking that I knew the song as well as possible, and I created this long 3-part comment on what he was doing wrong. And eventually I ended up emailing him, letting them know that I'd made it into the Orpheum Star Search semifinals. So fortunately, he came up and saw me play, and as a result, offered me some stage coaching for the finals, and apparently it worked quite well.
Obviously. Yeah.
And we've been working together ever since.
That is too cool, man. And that Star Search win, that Orpheum Star Search win, did that help? I mean, how has that helped your career?
I think it really helped me establish more or less what my music was about at the time. As a result, I was able to travel to Washington, D.C. and perform at the Jefferson Awards for Public Service. And that was a really, really great experience. And even then, I was mostly doing one-man band music, but this was before I started the looping and beatboxing. But there are levels of assimilation into music that every musician takes, and that really helped begin my groundwork in working in this style.
Right on. Well, once again, the CD is Memphis Grooves, and it is available on the market now, right?
Yes. You can find it at my website, brandonobailey.com, or on tradebit.com as a digital download.
Okay, yeah, which is what a lot of people do now.
Right.
Has that helped too? I mean, like I said, it's hard to break into the business.
Yes,
yes,
very much so.
But you've moved forward pretty quickly, especially since that Star Search. That was what, 2008.
Yes.
And you got your CD out by 2010, which is pretty good. Has it helped a lot that you have YouTube, that you have the computer?
Definitely. I would definitely say that none of this would be possible if not for the internet. Nowadays, it's so fast and easy to be able to just get your music out to thousands and thousands of people. I'm constantly getting emails from people in foreign countries like Australia, Great Britain, asking me about my music, buying my music, just general questions about what I do and how to start learning to play harmonica. And without YouTube and just the World Wide Web in general, none of that would be possible. No one would know me, essentially.
Yeah, I mean, but that is so encouraging too. Though you are young, what, 19?
Yes.
And a student. How is that going, by the way?
That's going very well. I'm in my junior year now, majoring in interdisciplinary studies with a focus in biology and chemistry for health. So my master goal is to actually become a pediatric neurologist. Quite a bit different from music, but hopefully I'll be able to carry on both paths somewhat equally. Yeah. But the medical field will always have a slightly upper hand, of course.
You sound like VJ Iyer. VJ Iyer is a piano player. You familiar with him?
Yes.
Yeah, he's his music is his hobby.
Exactly. Exactly.
He's a neurobiologist or whatever, but. He said that listening to jazz, his doctoral research says that listening to particularly jazz makes you smarter.
Yes.
And I thought, okay, that's cool. Well, Brandon, this is really cool, though, man, that you've got your CD out and everything, and it's you're finding gigs. I mean, gigs are coming to you now too, right?
Yes. In fact, I'll be doing some touring in Chicago as a result of the harmonica company I'm being endorsed by, Harrison Harmonicas, which is literally the first major United States harmonica manufacturer. Most people don't know all of these instruments that we've been playing for years have not been made here in the United States, mainly from Germany.
Is that right?
The biggest companies, Hohner, Seidel, are all German companies. Even Suzuki is a Japanese company.
Yeah.
So we finally have a very high quality instrument made right here. In fact, made in Chicago, which is a huge, innovative city in the first place. A lot of manufacture there, so it's really exciting.
Plus they have a great love for blues up there too.
Yes, very much so.
Yeah. So your style and your choice of genre sort of put you on the line. Actually, it's not really hardcore blues, not all of it.
Exactly.
Some of it is R&B sounding too, as I've listened to the CD. And you've taken some covers like Stevie's Superstition and things like that. Are you set in this genre, or are you open to move around?
Well, I believe that the entire goal was to be able to make an album that was very cross-genre type of music, not specifically set in any one category, because I think it can be slightly limiting if, as a harmonica player, for instance, if I'm only playing straight blues songs, which, you know, blues is obviously beautiful music, but it's slightly limiting in one's knowledge. So certainly as I move forward in my musical career, I plan to embrace as many different styles as possible. Right
on. Well, it's just amazing that you've chosen the harmonica and made it work for you. It's an ambitious thing.
Yes.
But I think also, too, the idea that you have medicine in your mind as far as what you really want to do. So many people go after the music first and foremost. I'm going to gig or die, you know, this kind of thing. And and they don't realize that how difficult it is to be in a business.
Exactly.
But then as you're working towards something else and you use the music, it sort of makes it a little easier to focus on how to get into it.
Exactly. The problem is music can be a very hit or miss profession. So there's definitely no guarantee. I've met incredibly awesome musicians who are not particularly famous and who did not make a very large amount of money, but they're wonderful at what they do. Yeah. So there's a very large amount of luck involved in becoming a musician. So going the path of medicine is a lot more stable, while at the same time also embracing the hobby and semi-career that I also love, being music.
Right on. Well, as always, we get into good conversation and the time runs short. But once again, the artist is Brandon O'Bailey. His CD is entitled Memphis Grooves, and you can pick it up at the BrandonO'Bailey.com website.
Yes.
And at gigs. So you got any gigs pending?
Locally, not at the moment.
Okay.
There will probably be some things coming up in the next month or so.
Right on. Yeah, we got to wait till the semester's down anyway.
Right.
Brandon, thanks so much for coming by and talking to us.
Thank you very much.
Right on. And this has been Focus on the Arts. We'll do it again next week. In the meantime, you're back for more of the best in jazz. This is U92 FM.